I'm here in Italy at Dorno land on the 2022 Yamaha launch. I'm here to test the 125 and the 250. So we've got them both in stock form, and also for an added bonus we've got the YZ125 GYT-R kitted bike and also a GYT-R 250 kitted bike. If I start off first of all by talking about the 125, that's the one that's seen the most modifications this year or upgrades. So for 2022, Yamaha have redesigned their 125, which first of all I've got to say is absolutely awesome. It's awesome to see that the two strokes are still getting developed and still seeing and still receiving the lovings from the manufacturers, because we all know that the 125 scene is growing. It's really popular, and especially the two-stroke. The two-stroke does seem to be it's not on its way back, it is back. So the YZ125, different from 2021, from just giving you a quick rundown. So first of all, if we start with the engine, the cylinder is different, the cylinder's longer. The cylinder head's different, the piston's different, the conrod's longer, the crank's different. The power valve setup is different. We've got a Cayenne carburetor on the bike as well now with a power jet, so that's different. All of that, also as well, the exhaust and silencer, that's different, and that's all to basically cater for as well is the subframe at the back of the bike. So the airbox is different, which allows more air intake. So with all these little bits all put together, how does it feel on track? First of all, I can say that the bike is improved over the 2021 model. You can really feel out on track that the bike has got, it's got that extra pull, extra grump, and everything. It's nice again to be on a test when you get, when you go through the presentation and you get told the spec list, and then you go out on track and you can feel the benefits, and you certainly can feel the benefits. There is quite a few other changes as well to the 125, so bear with me. I think that 5th and 6th gear ratio is different. Also as well, they've got the V-Force 4 on the bike as well, which comes standard. The gearing is slightly different as well. I think normally it's 1348, this time it's 1349, and the suspension's been revived as well. The chassis is the same. Would you be able to swap any of your parts from 2021 onto 22? No, because as I've just explained, the cylinder is different and the conrod is longer. Also as well, the clutch, they've put some different springs in on the clutch as well to make it more durable. On the lever, the lever is exactly the same. We've got the same pull, so there's no change from the rider's experience, other than that the bike is actually producing more power, which you can feel out on track. For me personally, one of the biggest feelings that I had with the bike as well was not only just the power, but also as well the new design. So the new plastic design and the way that it's shaped with the new seat, you really do feel comfortable on the bike, and your connection from rider to bike is a real positive one. You really do feel that that you're connected in the right places. So when you do move around the bike, when you throw it a little bit sideways, or when you're coming into the turns, you just feel really comfortable. One of the massive pluses or traces for the Yamaha 125 of previous years, whether it be 125 or 250, is obviously how it turns. It really does give you good confidence to carry good speed through the turn, and at no point does it really get upset. It's always planted. So that again, that echoes straight onto 2022, but I would say with even more of a rider advantage feel. YZ250 two-stroke, that bike, I've rode that bike for so many years, and I've rode the 125 for so many years. I do actually own a YZ125 and a 250 two-stroke. The 250 was the first bike that I rode out on track in standard form, and again, the feel of the bike, how it felt, the body, it just felt slim and just really welcoming. You just straight away you relaxed on the track. Dorno land, the ground's perfect, the grip's perfect, the track's so fast and flowy with real good jumps, which just cater for you to have fun on. And on the 250, I did have a lot of fun on that bike. It does have a you know, it still does have a power hit. You can feel actually as well, because the only modification really on that bike is the subframe and the airbox, where again it's pushing more air into the engine, or pushing more air through the carburetor into the engine, which is obviously giving you a better throttle connection response out on track. You know, again, riding the bike, you know, once you just do get that bike into third gear and just really let it flow, it's an absolute pleasure to ride. You do always feel that on that bike though, it can, you know, with the 250 grunt, it can get away from you, maybe get you into trouble, so you do have to respect it. I tested the GYT-R kit, which was an aftermarket exhaust, and a flywheel and a few other little bits. So basically what that did to that bike was it mellowed it out. That's what I felt. I felt that basically the power maybe was more stretched, but in all, there was a much wider power curve for you to use, and it made the bike more rider friendly. I certainly felt like I could get the throttle open a little bit more sooner, and for longer on the bike, whether that be that I was riding in a gear higher in certain sections, or whether it's just because it stretched out that power. But for me, it was definitely an improvement, and I would definitely be looking at, you know, purchasing them aftermarket products from GYT-R for the 252 stroke. YZ125, you know, GYT-R kit. The bike is the bike in standard form is already improved, so they've already got a really good foundation to work from. But with the extra kit, they're claiming that they're actually getting an extra 5 brake horsepower on the standard model. Now, for me, I do feel that that is a big number to claim, but out on track, you are definitely feeling a massive power gain compared to the already power gain that the 2022 YZ125 offers. So on there you've got, just from memory, you've got a different CDI, you've got a different cylinder, they use the standard power valves, a different piston, a different cylinder head, a different V-force, obviously a different exhaust system. They've got a needle and different jetting as well for the carburetor. To be out on track, I think that's coming at around 2,500 to 2,700 euros. I'm not too sure what that would be in pounds of yet. But the bike, that bike with that kit is an awesome package. And for me personally now, you know, carrying that extra weight as I'm getting older, riding the standard bike and slogging the guts out of it, or really hanging off it, and just when I come to a few of the softer sections on the track, especially this morning, you know, I just felt the delay, felt it just slowed up, it held me, the ground held me for a split second. But when I rode with the GYT-R kit on it, it pulled through that section no problem. You know, it made the jumps so much more easier. Actually, as a matter of fact, I overjumped a few more of the jumps just because my timing was a little bit off with the extra power. The bike actually felt a lot freer from the engine when I was coming into the turns as well. Also as well, you could really hold the gear. If you was coming down, dropping down into the second, it would really stretch out and be really responsive. But at the same time as well, there was like a tight left-hander before a double tabletop section before we pulled off the track. And I come into that section and just left it in third, and it did labour out, but it still did pull me out. And whether it was slower or faster, that's, you know, I don't know, because obviously we wasn't on the stopwatch, but it definitely felt like I could do that, you know, no problem if I needed to do that. So, you know, if I was in a race situation and could weigh that up with somebody else, then not a problem. Obviously it didn't light up, but it just drove out. But the point that I'm making is it was a real tight 180 on the turn coming back, dropping into a rut, and it did pull third gear. Obviously when I was into my groove, I was coming down and dropping into second and really hitting into the power and letting the bike just really pull out of the turns. But again, with that kit on, it is definitely a massive improvement. It's something that that I suggest that you look at if you are purchasing a YZ125 2022 model, and you have the funds, you know, or you have the budget to buy that kit, because again, you know, these kits, they're designed and developed within a parameter, and that is that basically not to blow your engine up. So, you know, again, it's fast, they're fast aftermarket products, but they're also safe and reliable for your engine. So all in all, it's been a good day. It's nice to see the development of the two-stroke range. Keep up the good work, Yamaha. It's awesome to see that you're still very active on the two-stroke scene, and thanks for producing such good bikes.